Hi, welcome back to my channel. Here's Volodymyr Kitansky, and we begin our journey on building business operating system inside the Worklair platform. Now, this imaginary company setup would actually simulate the real software development agency work based on my experience inside the startup craft. So grab a coffee or tea and embark with me on this journey. The subject of this episode is the company hierarchy and how you can implement this structure on the Worklair platform. I found that it's the best to digest such information when you have a real-world example. Thus, we have created the organization called Bugs Factory for our journey today. So what you can see on this screen right now, I'm sharing in the freeform app, is the diagram which represents the structure. So Bugs Factory is a software development company and its organization level. Next, we have client, and since the client of the Bugs Factory, some internal departments also contain the same name. So Bugs Factory organization have a client level of Bugs Factory and some commercial clients like Yacht.com, AI Copy Paster, and AI NFT Fans. So these four clients. We will also visually separate the projects and clients in non-commercial and commercial because all internal operations happening is something you are not going to bill for. It's going to be part of your operating and overhead expenses. So again, we try to be as realistic as possible. Now, before we get to the Worklair where I have prepared this information, to get to the point of this organization level 1, you just need to create an account in Worklair and go through the wizard process, answering all of the questions, filling all the data. And during this wizard process, you will also find that you will create your first project and first client. Projects and clients in Worklair goes hand in hand. You can't have project without a client. You can have client without project though. So the reason we have the project creation during the wizard to quickly show how you can do that and not end up with empty dashboard. For Bugs Factory company to function, it needs some operations run in the separate departments. Internal, where we can reconnect with the team, when we can announce some information and do pretty much everything that's not lied in any other category. HRM, to manage the team and their profiles, the recruitment, to manage the recruitment pipeline, find new people to join the company, the leads department, which will be dedicated to finding new prospects and clients, sales department to discuss the overall strategy of the company, marketing for growth and brand awareness, finances to reconnect with the accountant and make sure the numbers are correct in the platform, and the legal to talk with the lawyer. So all of these departments will reside inside the Worklair platform, and you can see them as I switched back to the platform itself. They are represented here with the same icons. These icons, of course, gotta be created by you or your team or designers. And I found this is a great tip to differentiate the internal departments and commercial projects. Since we jumped right into one of the commercial projects, I want to show you that on the clients tab, we have these clients represented on the freeform diagram. So clients we have is Bugs Factory, is us, our internal client representation, Yacht.co, AI Copy Paster, and AI NFT. And these all can be found here except one. We will leave it for the dessert to show you how it looks like to create a project so you can understand it's pretty easy process. So yeah, just showing it here, you can find it easily on this tab. And since you are mostly working inside the projects, because you gotta deal with tasks, you gotta deal with chat, which is created for each project, it doesn't need to be necessary always going through selecting client first. But before we get our hands dirty creating the project we're missing from our diagram here, I'd like to point out, get back to this diagram, that's the lowest level of the project is a task. So task represents the minimum structural component which can contain the subtasks as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Overall, we keep the structure in the work layer as simple as possible so everyone can start easily and then figure out if they need extra components. One important note I would like to highlight is that non-commercial and commercial projects representation can be also put inside the Worklair platform. So when you go to any internal project, you can hit commercial box off, and if you go to commercial, you can click the box on. The main difference comes inside the reporting. You will find on other parts of the application over the time once some work is done there, and you don't want to mix any internal initiatives with this something that comes out from the client. Now let's get some fun. So you've seen that we have these two clients and projects. So we want to create an NFT spammer here with all AI NFT Fans LLC. Before I get creating it, I just want to give you a quick background of chosen names here. So Yachttuber, I found it would be fun to represent the startup which tries to create the Uber for yachts. AI Copy Paster Ltd was inspired by the recent advancement of GPT-3 chat engine, which can help you do the copywriter job very easily because it generates so big amount of data. It's no-brainer to write your own text from the scratch. And AI NFT Fans LLC, same thinking process, but around the daily AI project where you can generate image and also connect the blockchain technology, which is in a kind of uptrend right now. So getting back to the work layer, you can find this plus button in the bottom left corner. This is where you create the project. So I hit this button and I would like to call our project NFT Spammer, and we don't have our client yet, and I actually have it in the buffer, AI NFT Fans LLC. So when you type something here, it will either offer you to select from the existing clients or create your new client here. Now let's upload some logo. I'll have it prepared here. It might take some time for big files to upload. I think I have a high resolution. Now let's go next. At this point, I can either add someone from the organization, allocate to this project, or invite a brand new team member. So I'd like to add someone from the organization already. Yeah, I have team prepared. We'll get to this point later, but just for the sake of making things more vivid, I got prepared. And since we have blockchain involved, I'm kind of creating pretty realistic team of the front end, blockchain experts, quality assurance. I'm gonna invite a new backend guy. Yeah, I'll probably keep it lean at this point. So I'm adding these three team members. They will be represented here. By the way, I will quickly show you that you can hide the rates. This is sometimes handful when you record the videos. And I'm gonna invite a new team member. So we will invite someone with name Ivan King. It's not real. I'm gonna reuse my email for this testing purposes, worklair.io. So for the role type, this is gonna be worker, and I believe he's gonna be front-end developer. Now, you can create a new role here if it's not pre-created. Because I have it created, I will just select this one here, and I would like to select hourly rates and probably put some random numbers like that. Save. So as you can see, I have someone invited from the organization, and also new invitation here, and I'll proceed to the next step. At this point, we can add the collaborator, which is going to represent our client or his team. So I name it Lucas Rain, and I'm gonna use the same button, Lucas worklair.io. I think I messed with one guy and he used the email at info. Alright, show cost, Lucas Rain, submit. Now this guy will receive the email, and once he accepts it, he will see this project which I am creating. I click next, and I see this nice summary of my team, the collaborators, and some other details. I can go back and edit things here, update it, and get back to the summary screen. Okay, confirm. So at this point, you see the project is added in the very bottom here, and I'm pretty happy with the structure I have at this point. So before we finish this chapter, not overload the episode, I will quickly show you that inside the team I already invited some imaginary guys with the test emails here, and this helps me present you a better journey of the Worklair. And the important thing I wanted to show here beforehand is that you can allocate people from here as well, not only during the creation of the project. So as you remember, we added Maddox to NFT Spammer, this new project, and I can add him to any other project. You would probably want to have the whole of your team inside your internal project space, and based on the specialization, you would want to add people to other spaces as well. We will cover the work with the team in the next episodes, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and I see you in the next videos.